Huh. I wonder how today is going to turn out. Just wondering the obscure times of my processing in vain, in my primordial time frame of individuality. Am I naturally in here? Or am I there? Am I present or am I not present? My past. What have I done? What can I do better? What are my goals? What are my priorities? The things I search for today, now, and therefore other days around this time frame in 2016, I search for and long for my friends. Why? Why am I thinking of having friends if I'm okay and all alone? Oh no, oh no. Gotta regain my consciousness in my process. Luckily my car's there and I'm right here and by this tree, which seems to be very, very odd and engraved. My primordial sources of my passing time, spending time with my friends. There's Rashad. Why? He's naturally a good person, but gives me a little emotional seasickness. In retrospect, I spend most of my time smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana, and drinking. In the past 2 years, in fact, or 2 years ago, or 4, could be that. Yeah, it could be that. As the piggy's right there, I reach over and try to figure out what was I thinking about? Where is everyone? I wonder why I'm all alone out here in this chair while everyone is there. Why am I sitting here all alone? And my source of depression, deep undercover and progressiveness of my inner canopsial thoughts and processing in my altering and voluntary sources of voice. They think that I'm the one who in primal sources evolved and developed to become a some type of being in mortal in spiritual form in some way. I'm embraced, at least in my mind. But in retrospect, is that true? Or is that false? In the passing of the time frame, I think to myself, how and where and how and where. Why? Why do I think this way? Why am I this way? Why am I looking at this? In other retrospects, I'm back to smoking cigarettes. I must have forgot something. Always forgetful, but in primal sources, in my multiple status of endeavors of violence, primordial sources of divinity, and hydrochlorifies. That's just me smoking. You would think I was in progress of my sleepless, timeless nights of, sleeplessness and cigarettes in progress. LOL. I walk over to this fence where there's water and gleaming in shininess in a hot summer day. Why won't I go into the water and swim at this particular house with this particular person at this particular time? I feel like I'm in jail sometimes. Just criticizing my own likelihood of my imbalance and primal sources that divide my sources in time. I'm walking around thinking to myself, why the fuck do I do the things I do every day? Every day. And with time and source and primal divinity are the sources that are inclined in estimated time frames. I get hungry sometimes, but am I that hungry to eat what my friends eat? Am I like my friends? Do I have friends? Am I like my heart? Am I like the place that I think I'm in? Am I like the ways that I stand before God and divinity and light before I shine in dust and rust and minuscule time frames, up and downs, deja vu, and other retrospective times? Timeless, suspended in time. Why? I just appear at these random places sometimes, just out of knowing curiosity. How do I do it? I forget every so often, every once a blue moon maybe. I forget who I am and wake up in these seriously odd places in my life. Am I willing to? Am I willing to find out what we're not supposed to find out and step into a realm that defies space and time and clarify our minds? Here I go. They say I could fly, so I try to fly. Look what happened. Anyways, in retrospect of divinity and courses of my primal divinity and sources of my infinity, and in courses of my lying time frame of my primordial events before the sectional time have happened in our prior minds and our prior sources. Rest in peace, Antonio Ramirez. And therefore he will, and therefore not, have a life anymore. After the conversational piece that went on the night before and the things that I've done, I don't know if I deserve to live anymore, or opposite. The sleepless nightmares tell. If you individualize my processing in the courses of indigo and vertigo, silence of vertical and violence, projectile miracle silences of my audiological voice, why am I alone in this place? Oh, there was one person. Anyways, upcoming forces of my smoking come off every day. I smoke about 2-3 packs a day in cigarettes around this time frame. In the lifespan of my primal sources, are they inclined or are they not? Are my looks alright? Am I driving the right car? Do I have the right house that I have to live in? Why am I waiting? Why am I waiting for something that might not even come? That's my primal thing in my head that I should have probably used the sound I got to this soundtrack of the movie. It's a joke in itself. And the interactive conversational pieces that are in active and conversational fragments that are in denial to the source, this man just randomly pops up out of nowhere. Walks over by this jewelry shop and this lady just completely ignores him. He does the same thing when he walks by. Am I thinking, is this jewelry shop? Is it really true? Should I really get a ring or not? Why not me? You know, in timeless space, timeless retribution, just retributionally just take the drive and mindlessly forget what I'm capable of doing. The things I could possibly do with someone next beside me, either a friend or a host or a hopeless, nightless, rusting meat and systematic roaming around the sounds of my carousel spinning in my head round and round. Does it really matter? Is this really what I think about? Anyways, I'm going to the park today, and this is about 2016, 2017, going on there around that time frame. I spend my time trying to figure out what house would I want for myself and for my wife and kids if I ever do have any. Do I like this park? This is one of my favorite parks, actually. I spend time here when there's no thing to do. And commute. Shout out to Sadie if you know what I mean. Sadie Morris, you know who you are. Anyways, back to the movie. Whoa. Here's a retrospective start. Can I get a pack of cigarettes, please? What kind? You know, the kind that I want. You know, the caramel crush mint. Oh, gotta have the crushes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You probably think to yourself, what? Oh, no, thank you. Cosmopolitan and successful minds of unearthing and primal source of divinity of racism that go on in this country, primal to the divinity and sources that are implied to comprehensible facts that are entitled to our skin color. What color would you be in another world or dimension if you could choose a color? You know, does that matter? I step over to this place on the other side of the counter and realize that, damn, am I doing the right thing? Am I being looked at? Am I being seen? Am I being, you know, looked at weirdly or mildly by some weird, obscure form? Am I just walking over here to this condom aisle? I never would have thought that they had, you know, that was particular, you know, mustardy colored, ketchup colored ones, you know. In retrospect, they walk by me every day, and they try to figure myself out. Is this how I'm being looked at every day? Is this really how people look at me, you know? Is this really how I'm portrayed in life? I never knew that the stars and the moon would collide amongst the selfishness and selfish form of my priorities in time. Like I opened the door and walked in before my son. In and out of conversational pieces that are fragmented every day. In this natural city, I pray that one day it'll all go away, and I will be seen primarily and individually lives by, you know, transferring and trying to incorporate myself into society. I used to look at a pizza place over there. Papa John's is a nice place, cool people. Never really got in trouble, good guy. In what? The sky? The sky is blue. The sky is blue with a bunch of white clouds. You know, anyways, in retrospect, the conversational pieces that go on and fragmented by lyrical and projectile artists and the aisles of silencing and projectiles spit the metal plates and armory shapes of dates like charismatic treasures of multiple status of the stories that are going on perceived in our minds. Or is it? Or is it just me smoking a cigarette and just conversating with myself? What the fuck am I doing, you know, in my life? You know, a couple months in, I just kind of oddly, you know, just try to figure out what all these details mean in my mind instead of society. Why do I care? Why do I breathe? Why do I see the things I will not believe? Why am I the primordial source of the divinity and course of the light of this lifeless world? How and why am I projecting the outer limits of my primal divinity and courses of my inner thoughts that process my inner bold mind, conversing the colors that breathe and form and active conversational pieces of fragmented lyrical and projectile arts and spiritual violence that goes amongst us, of course. At least that's what they would say in Christianity. But in retributionary, I am kind of Catholic on the scene with a white carpet in the best or that cross. Whoa, I thought you saw a shot right there. What happened? It must have been one of those full moons. Or blue moons, if you know what I mean. They thought they had me for the death. They thought they had me for you know, obscure reasons of conversational pieces that they thought that were here and were not. Why am I staring at this again? It just seemed really nice and joyful today. Just like the other day. Mouth believe. Will there ever be any significance to my primal divinity life in sources that are inclinational and climates to my inner fortitude of my islands in my sources of divinity in horse minor tide of comprehensible thinking and conversations that go on and melty, buttery, silvery, wetland pancakes? At least that's what somebody would say. Anyways, I'm walking in this park thinking to myself, in the meanwhile, what are other people doing in their free time? I started thinking about weird article and weird nautical sections of this primal tree. How 2 and 3 and 4 accumulate over 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 in primal divinity and conversational pieces that aren't fragmented again. Deja vu. Can't believe this happened again. It must have been one of those full moons again. I must have teleported into this world, into this place, to this time frame, at least for a little bit. Back to my old friends Rashad's house, giving me a little bit of a panic attack sometimes. I don't understand why. But the comprehensible of him drinking water, and you look at him like I'm crazy for doing what I'm doing as a smoking cigarette. What could it be? Could it be my luck? Could it be the what? I don't quite comprehend sometimes what I go through. Sometimes in retrospect and retribution, I think, why won't I eat that? If it's from another place, if it's from another culture, it kind of makes sense to me in some mediocre, odd way. It's peculiar in some type of article and nautical way of spirituality, sensuality, and spiritual side of my inner connected thoughts that go into progressive, interactive, cultivated inner thoughts that progress my mind into thinking this way. Why am I not accepted in this culture if the culture is being portrayed by other people that are not from this culture and are and not and back and forth? For a criminal reason of punctuality, between those time frames, for 1 second I think to myself, why is there naturally a firm act? Again, must have been again one of those full moons or something. Full moons. Once again. Shabirani? What am I doing here, guys? Yeah. Back to my smoking. In retributionally time spent outer interactive conversations that go on. Why do I keep on smoking? You tell me you gotta stop smoking. You gotta stop smoking. You're gonna die, dude. Yet, I don't give a fuck. Why? For a slight curvature moment, I see green in my eyes. I think to myself sometimes, why can't I get a job? Why can't I stick with one job and interact with people in social conversational pieces just like everyone else does in primordial sources that are implied by economical and retributional reasons that are impacted by the moral and conventional frames of my nautical life? Why did it break? Why did that happen? Why am I here in front of you while I'm not really in front of you? The cultivated forms and actuality of primordial sources in Tony's mind today are very, very accurate and systematic treasures of computational pieces that are fragments by layers, proteins, and projectiles. But every other day it seems to him like he forgets and remembers certain moments of his life and retributionally forms of learning capable of the primary sources that are in fragments by layers don't project the miracle forces of the art. If the art is cigarettes, we don't do them. Anyways, in progressional time frame, I think of myself, my hand is not really that dark. In reality, I just got sunburnt or something. In retributionally, the conversational pieces that go on and fragmented by the comprehensible people of Walmart, psychoistic manners comprehend throughout their spirituality in forms of conversational pieces in which alike are intuitive to the spectrum malefactors of the time being of the people who look at you who shop there or are not. But if you are shopping at Walmart and they look at you a certain way, what does that tell you about yourself? If you shop at higher places or more expensive places or non too expensive places or and beyond the factor of the expensive places, you know, if we're just casually walking down the street, why does the natural miner and gold cultivator of silver and gold and white gold always have something to say instead of the lower class miner in society because they get bored? The firm act to make me feel better about myself because I have too much money to spend and I don't know what to do with it. Condoms, way to go. In retrospect of all this generosity and generosity of all of our interconnected thoughts of processing in our culture and races and cultivating cultures and spirituality and forms of my primal sources, it always, hits the top. Where am I going at the end? In primordial sources that divide, switching time and clinically invite me to collect my mind for one of these one emotion on the centers of my primal divinity that is comprehended by the thoughts of the literature of the comprehensible thinking of what it is to become of one another in retrospect and loneliness in the final hydrochlorified liquid invading my face. And one primal source in semiotical faces that are impregnately lyrical and disgraced by the miniature culture of my sensical cystic manners of my primal faith. Or is it not? Even if it was, I blame faith for most of my idiotical senses of what it is to become a primal source of my inner thoughts like ketchup and mustard. Which one would you choose? The red one? Because it, tastes, like, it tastes like, red stuff, and it tastes like Miracle Whip, or it tastes like butter. It tastes like whatever you want it to taste like, and retributionally and whatever, concepts, ideas, forms, mediocre sensuality, assumptions that are implied. More of the likelihood of my charismatic reasons for indoctrinary, hiring on the codified dynasty of a primal source in my life. Why would that be worth it? If I were to jump right now, what would people say about me? If I was gone for 1 second on air, what would people say about me? My death, what would people say about me? In life, what did people say about me? Back, must have been one of those days again. There's Shad, good old Shad, wearing the same clothes over again. He doesn't really do that all the time, but Spoke for 2 seconds before it started happening again. Conversational pieces and fragmented by lyrical arts and projectiles of our miracle days that every day spent we should always cherish the days that we have with each other to become more of our promise. And therefore, in society, multiple cultural interactions and the systematic phases of dust and rust and multiple sentences of systematic phases of charismatic phases and of immunological disease, triumph to the metaphorical structures of abnormal diseases, structure patterns of idiotical mind, sensualities and senses of forms, senses of times, senses of time, senses of rhymes, senses of charismatic phases in my mind. One time in literature, I respected and suspected that one day will be clarified by the logical senses of my primordial divisional forces of horizontal, vertical, alternating schemes. From the hexes from the echoes of a kerosene rain and promise from a literature eclipse in my mind for 1 second. Why was that true or was it not? Was it non-fiction? Was it tile? Was it narcotic? Or was it vile to think that one day we'll all be okay? Opposite and scarcity reminds me how every day, every day we go through the same thing, driving the same car, having the same history, looking at the same cross, looking at the same people, looking at the same prices on the wall, in our homes, in our cars, in our retributionary kind and all, based in all phrases of controversy and culturized meaning of sources that are implied in our culture. Everything just not to do. We spent wars and charismatic figures of knowledgeable and storms and drugs every day just to, avoid the factor and the malefactor of wars and Tylenol, retribution, racism, just for the color of our card. And harmonies and backsaw, sometimes I think this is systematic again to think I'll be doing the same thing over and over again. In my retributionally silent scholars and archers and octavitical mind of conversational opinions and sentimental term phrases are, yes, Count Crushman, those are the ones. You know it. Drugs amongst the city and drugs amongst the regional times, the frames of, the United States and Africa and everywhere else. I hate to say it, there are, drugs everywhere. Drugs run the world. And without drugs, we would have nothing. Or more. It depends. If you catch on, it's what you make of it and what you make of it. Diamonds could have a price right now, but in rubies, but in the future, it's what you make out of them. People in society, instead of what the rubies and the diamonds are. Drugs can mean more to the person than diamonds and rubies. Again and again, multiple stays on there and fragments about lyrical arts. Oh no, first panic attack in a long time. Phew, God, give me. That's God gift to me. In retrospect, the conversational pieces that are fragments about lyrical arts and projectiles, in mediocre ways, the silence and projectile media arts, and silence of your heart and mind, idiotical mind and progressional beast. Why is this intended to malefactor, indulge, and interact? Conversational pieces that are fragmented by cultivated interactive pieces that are fragmented by lyrical arts and projectiles. Mediocre places that go on and fragmented by the clinical arts and progressional beats and systematic visual, systematic guns, or whatever it may be, then to see the process in the cultivated interactive and systematic visuals of my guns are fragmented by the dozens and primordial sentences of the dozens of idiotical sentences of commerce and simple thinking and climates of one-to-one. Is there more to this world? Is there less to this world? Is there interactive conversational pieces that we like to portray in everyday life, as in the own and in the other one? that would probably conversate each other's mind and progress in interactive senses of the water that we drink every day, or interactive conversational pieces of our intellectual phrases of the systematic thing that we buy every day. Is it making you happy? Is it making you cool? Is it making you feel a certain way? Is it making you think that, you're part of society? Only Asperg, songs of my art, interactive conversational pieces go on, and thinking why does this go on? And promise the sources of the vision of what it is to overcome the likelihood of retribution, society's minor corpses and impaled faces, and interactive conversational witness, and neglect sexual, textual, interactive sensualities are our explanational minds that process our universal minds. The stars eclipsing my mind today. Must have been one of those days. I must have been God. I don't know. Interactive thoughts and conversational pieces I'm looking for somebody to hang out with tonight. And retributionally and to the point of going around. Not tonight. Though I continue my forming in mind. The colors and numbers of progress coloring my mind resolve and emotional trainings. While there's obscure ways of thinking, there's hope. One day I will have what I want, or the place that I want, and the place that I need. Hopefulness reaches out the incorporative, interactive, conversational pieces that we have every day, and all creative and conversational pieces that are in denial to sign with, sacrifice our everyday needs to provide for our children and other sources of individuality for those less fortunate. Periodic use of systematic figures that go on to charismatic figures of my inequalical thoughts and processing individuality. Now I repeat myself a lot just so you can regardlessly understand the meaning, definition of the words I'm using, and how I'm using them in progressional thoughts of telescopes, framing, and glass figures. Carnal divinity, interactive conversational pieces, entertainment and progress of the water and forces of my interactual things in art and progressional wastelands and purple wastelands of in systematic figures, guts of interactive peace, sensuality, forces of the mind, and on interactual manufactures of carnal service of divinity in our time. The piggy, back to the piggy. You can remember that. There was one thing about the piggy that went on to overcome, you give a pig a wing, do you think it would fly? That's the force. Let's take a moment to off this video and acknowledge this next video. It's a cut off.
It never mattered anyway.
Yep, I went to my first concert just the other day in a long time with a friend, and I was glad that I got out of the house and went to go see them. And made fire, retrospect. Back to Earth, back to, usually hanging out with people, mildly, kind of once in a while, you know, and back to the part that I love the most. And carrying around for years until I show seasons and season and I go into my interactive ways of living and optimism and multiple celestial ways of living in the same form and formats of repetitive cycles of everyday life or routine. Everything that I naturally think about, breaking the routine someday might be fun, but for now, this is what I do. This is what happens to me every single day. This is the faith in corruption. This is where I go in the end of the world. This is the people that I see every day. These are the things that I pray for every day to stay in my life. These are the things that I hope I don't ever happen again. Retribution reform of, kicking back and, scheming and taking it all in. I don't really look like that, but I thought I was scheming. Yeah. There's, more to life than intellectual allegiance on dual keys of primordial sources and both in interactive conversations in which you can use both ways. Conversation project down meaningful truths and details and interactional thoughts that I've learned over the process of the river flowing over the mountain and down the stream, over in the oceans of my primal divinity of the sources that way lead. I overcame my interaction with conversational pieces that were fragmented by these beings of my light channel, light picture, bright light syndrome, mystical to the seek mind of our primal source of a bright light. Viking. The light thing.